All right, so it's been a little bit of a hot second since I played poker, but during grad school and undergrad, I played a lot of both small house game poker as well as 1-2 cash tournament poker to make a little bit of extra money here and there. There was a series in the Chicagoland area that did like charity tournaments that you didn't have to be 21 to play. You only had to be 18. This is a sponsored segment for World Series of Poker. This is their web client interface. So I'm currently playing in my web browser on my PC. It also works on Android and iOS. Notably, this is not online gambling. You cannot cash money out of this. So if you're expecting to make dollars playing this, that is not an option. You can, however, play for fun, and you can play games. They have a friends list feature. You can play games just with other people you know as well, in addition to playing games with random folks online. So we're gonna play some Texas Hold'em for the next little bit. Yeah, so the way they monetize here is you get 1,000,000 chips to start when you sign up, and then you earn extra chips for free from doing from playing each day and as time passes. But you can also buy chips directly for small amounts or slightly larger amounts of money. But like, as you can see, the ratios are huge, so you can play a lot for nothing or for very little. So like 5,000,000 chips is $3, for example. Move the slider to see different tables. I have 1.6 million chips here. Let's see how long we can last. Okay, there's tables where they let you spend more chips at a time. It depends on the stake. So these are 5,000, 10,000. That's true. Yeah, some of these are high. So like this looks like the highest. This is 25k, 50k with a minimum of 1.25 million. And these are higher than the range of chips that I currently have. So let's start. Yeah, let's go here in the middle. Please wait for the next hand. You can spin slot machines while you wait. The interface tends to be, I played a couple of hands last night just to get a little bit familiar with the interface. You can see players' current chip stacks underneath them at the table. We get our hand dealt out to us here, 5-6 offsuit. We are a blind, it looks like here. You can choose what you would like to do in advance when it comes around to you. It's even got my little Jester logo here because I linked my Gmail account when I logged in. Look at that, chat. We hit a pair of 5s. So we'll do check/fold. Nobody bet on the king or queen on the flop though. Maybe our 5s will be good, chat. Yeah, our hand might actually be good here with them checking around to start. I think I'm just gonna check and see how people are playing at the table. Because okay, so we did actually win there. There's a chance that anybody who had a king-queen wouldn't bet on the flop and would wait for someone else to bite. Yeah, the bar showing your chance to win is helpful. I think I'll call with a jack and a 3 suited. I think if someone had raised, we probably wouldn't, but we'll at least take a peekaboo. We'll check with a pair of 3s and lots of hearts on the table. See, people raised, and I had check/fold click, so it automatically fold when it came around to me. I really like that you could choose your action in advance, so you can think while it's coming around to you. Ah, we should have hung in there, chat. Look at our three of a kind. Look at the little bar go up, letting us know that we should have hung out. Never lucky. What's a check versus check fold? If you click check and someone raises before it gets to you, it'll give you the option to call when it gets to you, I believe. Is the difference. And you can see there's a call any. I'm gonna call the raise with Jack Queen. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, they're all in. That's funny. We hit the flush. I probably should have put them all in. They're only on 360k. Look at that, chat. Winner! Look at, we earned a poker chip. I would love to clear a poker chip. This is a fun money application, Beansy. It's for playing poker for fun on PC in the browser or on mobile. Yeah, I should have put this person all in. You have to pay money to get started. You do not. You get 1,000,000 chips to start, and you also acquire chips just from spending time playing the game. So you can buy quantities of chips for small amounts of money, like it's $3 to get 5,000,000 chips. And you can obviously spend more than that to put in, get more, but you can play without putting any dollars in if you're just looking to play poker for funsies. Oh, we would have hit the straight with the 6, wouldn't we? I should pay attention to the bar more. I think we're not bothering to call the extra. Nah, we'll call the 10k if anybody raises. No. All right. Yeah, one of the other things that's good too, even if you're someone that isn't into playing poker with randoms, they have the ability to set up tables with your friends, I believe, as well. So it seems like something that could be fun during quarantine if you previously had a poker group that you played with. Yeah, if you're someone that's interested in like getting into poker for the first time, this seems like a really great way, low stress way to do it. I also like, obviously I know spending money is their monetization model, but it's nice that the fact that there's some amount of monetary value attached to the chips, even if you can't cash out, it causes people to play a little bit differently. Like obviously some people will be super aggressive because it's low amounts of money, but it's not just like where there's nothing involved, so people just like spam very obnoxiously. I think I can technically zoom this page in more, make the table a little bit bigger. Yeah, look at that. There we go. No! We should just always call, chat. We should just always call. Always call before the flop. Yeah, the fact that this shows you like what you currently have too is really good at parsing things quickly. You want me to make my face bigger? I guess I can make my face bigger. can make my face bigger up over here. It is technically not strictly free to get all of your chips back, Voltaic. You get a certain amount of chips for free when you sign up, and you get some amount of chips just as you play. But if you constantly donkey and you're not very lucky, you're gonna burn through and be done very quickly. Sure, yeah, and there probably are some people that do that. I mean, there's people that donkey real chips at the casino, too. That sounds nice. I like high cards. We gonna flop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We like 6-handed? They raised, sure. If there weren't people donking at the casino, it would be hard to make money. Bet. The timer's a little aggressive. We flop top pair. We'll push the pot here. Another 80k? Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna check it. We might chop here. They might have a jack too. They did not. They had a queen. Okay, sure. 2-5 off. I like keeping low cards if they're suited, but not offsuit. I'm not familiar with that jargon. What does Dead Man's Hand refer to? That's true. That's true. We did learn earlier that we're supposed to always call. We're gonna flop quads or something. Flop a boat. Aces and eights full house. Okay. Never don't bet. To be fair, we could probably just like always call 20k. See chat, getting out was good. I have visual confirmation that bailing out was good this time. I went all in on a straight, and a gold jackpot card came down, so I won the big pot plus a few billion of the gold card, and now I'm committed to care about my stash. It has a mobile app too. It plays on Android and iOS. Plays in the same with people playing in the web browser. Do we bet with a pocket pair, chat? I'm gonna bet. A lot of other people at the table have less chips than we do. Yeah, other than Bob here, everybody else is playing less than we are. You're technically like supposed to bet based on the pot, but I'm just like pushing the slider up. 200K. Show me your king. They had the flush. They flopped the flush. Okay. I wasn't paying attention to that one. Should pay more attention to the flush, chat. $68 days until no more Fanta Menace. Thank you for the 22 months, Matt. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Old. This is nice. I get to BS. I get to BS with chat in between hands. Wow. Flopped the old pocket tens into the full house. It's pretty good. When it hits 2021, is it Blur's Day March 300th, or is it 2021? Does it loop around? Asking the real questions. I don't think it loops around until March 1st, technically. I'll call that, because if they just paired the board, we beat them with anything on top. That's unfortunate. They're gonna bet again, and I'm gonna fold. Our high card is definitely not good here. It says pair, but there's a pair. There's a pair on the board. Yeah, and they raised. I like my suited cards, chat. Got a jack high suited. On this avatar here, oh, they just left. I was gonna say, do you think Carolyn is the person or the child? Could easily be the poker playing savant child. Who bet? You did. You called. I think I'm out. I don't like my suited jack that much. It seems like it's pretty easy. The different people sitting at this table since we've been playing we've rotated through a lot of people. Seems like their app has a lot of folks on it. Pretty easy to duck in, play a couple hands, and duck out, especially if you're playing on mobile. Just have a few minutes to kill. Try and not bleed on turns where we're not one of the blinds. We're a little bit up from where we started. I think we started with 700,000 chips when we sat down. Yeah, I mean, playing poker correctly involves a good bit of waiting. I'd always have a book or some music with me when I would play, when I was playing a lot during college. I appreciate the Unix chunky username over here. All right, so Scott stayed in with 2 pair. Scott there notably called with 3-6 off on the raise. When's our attack token? The downside to poker this way is it's hard to read people. That's true. With people shuffling in and out of the table, it becomes harder to read who's doing what. This game does have, they do tournaments as well. I think my things that over the holiday season, they're going to be doing extra tournament style things too, though. So if you want to, like, spend a day playing a tournament poker for fun, you could do that. It's easier to read people in a longer day like that. Ooh. This is not for cash, just for fun, GD. Mostly played in person. Never did online poker. Some small amount of casino, but mostly charity tournaments. I'll call that. It's a very, very baby bet. We could spike our 7. I think if J here pushes, we'll fold. And this means that we have a 5 for a straight now as well, right? So I'll definitely call another baby bet. I've been to Vegas. I have been to Vegas several times. Usually for Magic tournaments, though. All right, what do you got? Show me your jack. Sorry, we're struggling along, Chad. It was such a low commitment every time. Low cards that are suited sound great. I bet the pot. Try and get some blinds back here. Let's see if anybody else has an 8. I think we started with 900K. I don't remember exactly what I clicked. Jay has the 8. Milk it out of us, chat. Now there's a 9 above us, too. It's no good. It's no good. They're gonna bully us with their bigger stack of chips. See, they're bullied. What a bully, chat. We let ourselves get bullied. It was no good. You're so feared this dojo. Listen, it was a lot of chips, chat. We did hit our ace, and somebody else bet for us. Last time I raised 100K with bottom pairs, so makes the ace a little bit less obvious to people that are paying attention. Who wants to go all in? There's a straight draw, there's no flush draw. I would like the pot. Yeah, I think we'll push people off and take the pot. Yeah. Good stuff. Especially with the position we're in, I like pushing there. I would love my queen 8 suited to call. I think I'll even call a little bit of a raise here, depending on how much it is. Not a big shove, but like a baby push. They're low stack though, so they might just check it since they were blind. All right, I'm gonna bully don't lose here with my flush draw. Yeah, because if they hit here, they could have a 2 realistically. Bet pot basically. God damn it. No. Wait, it put us back to 700k. How does that work? Did it like pull it out of my total chip stash? I'm fine with the check there. Let's turn those off for now, just so we have a little bit more control. All right, we paired the board. We have a flush draw now. We have a pretty high flush draw here too at the king. We'll see if Samuel decides to bully us back. Sam ain't scared, chat. He's coming for us. He's coming for all these chippies down here. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Someone else raise for me. I don't want to raise first. Someone else raise and get some chips in the pot for me. Rude. I think we check here, right? I have 2 pair. I think we check. Now I'm gonna baby bet. We are gonna bully the shit out of Unix Junkie. Bet pot here. Yeah, I think not having a show is great. I think the way I've been playing, and like Sam's been sitting here, and Jay's been sitting here, and Camille's been sitting here, like them not knowing that I hit on the flop with that bet pattern is valuable if they're gonna sit at the table with us. Ready to fold. ready to fold. The bracelets are like achievements basically. So like down here. Oh, do I have one now? It says claim prize. I don't know exactly what they. I haven't figured out. Past just playing games of poker, I haven't figured out what all the icons and stuff mean. Should tip your dealer with that flat shuffler. These are great. I like these. If they call 2, I think I'm gonna push. I don't want this many people in my hand. It's way too many people in my hand. Our hand's like reasonably strong. Great. I'll take my blinds. Oh wait, who are we playing with? Oh, these people still have cards. It's a good flop for us. That's a straight, right? We got Jay back, chat. We got Jay back. All right, all right. Alrighty. Come on. Everybody, come on. Put your chips in. Put your chips in. Let's go. No, don't run scared. Come back. Come back. That's what I'm talking about. East Queen. Really glad we didn't hit the ace since they had ace queen. That would have been a disaster for your boy, chat. Would have not ended pretty for us. They just bet 204,000. Excuse me. Wow, that's 2 calls. All right. Maybe if we weren't going to be. Wow, that is a lot of calls. God damn it, chat. Look at the hand they pushed me out of. We let the fear into our dojo and the fear won. The fear won. The number of people in the hand pushed me out. Oh, they had a flush. Look at that. What a good fold. What a good expert fold, chat. Little did you know you were watching a master who has foresight. Someone asked if I thought about doing coverage for stuff. Yeah, I like hosting events. When Runeterra events become more common, that's probably something I'd be willing to take a look at doing. When Runeterra has the ability to host third-party tournaments easily, it's definitely something I'll be hosting at least once a month or so. Jay's almost broke, chat. They're leaning on this hand hard. Oh no, Jay. Yeah, K9. They're offsuit. That's fine. We're all in over here from Billy. Billy looks like a good dude, chat. Should we call? We'll see. We'll see how many people are in. If everybody else folds, I might throw Billy a bone. They're in 2. Oh, they're in 2. I'm gonna fold. They've got chips behind them. Look at that triple up. Look at that. Oh, and Jay stayed in 2. Well, we're the big blind, so. Jeff misses the gambling aspect of Magic so much he's playing poker. Yeah, basically. There's any reason to stay in that hand? Our outs all involve 2 cards. I'm not paying 20k to flop a queen. Yeah, like there's so many people behind us. Like this, like Billy, with Billy here behind us too, it's very likely to be 63k. We're up enough chips right now that we could go to one of the bigger tables. Multi-screen online slot machine streamer. Is that a real thing? I suppose everything's a real thing on the internet. The cards of them are like a card back. You are not drafting the cards for people. That's a good point. There's probably people in chat that haven't played Hold'em before. So you get 2 cards down here, and then the cards in the middle you make your best 5 card hand out of. You know I do alcohol ads. I do not personally do alcohol ads, no. Is there a generic Bud Light Twitch ad that's played? Because I actually don't have any control over the Twitch ads that play on my stream. Yes, there's also, I know they have tables for Omaha as well. I'm not sure if they do more than Omaha and Hold'em, though. We can probably poke around the interface a little bit and find out. Look at all these people playing. What a nice friendly family table, chat. You got a flush draw to the queen. We'll definitely call baby 20k. Chase that one down to the river. And for reference, a majority of my viewing audience is legal for alcohol. My average viewer is in the 25 to 34 range, I believe, according to metrics that I've seen. This is not for real money. It's for fun poker, and you can play in PC in your web browser, Bond Gripper, or on mobile and Android and iOS. In-game currency. You get 1 million chips just for signing up, and you also get extra chips just for hanging out and playing. Just a cash game. They do tournament settings as well. But this is, you'll see the people around the table, the number of people hand to hand differs as people duck in and duck out here. Oh, I like my high cards. If it was real money, Jeff would have cashed out, retired. That's true. We're currently up 1 million chips from where we bought it at, so. I'm going to do a little baby bet here to not stare anybody away. Perfect. Someone else betting is great for us. Let's bet the pot, basically. Put Billy all in. Sorry, Billy. Bye, Billy. Queen 6. Easy fold. Queen 6 off. No thanks. We do have a message. We have a bonus. You have ranked up. Collect. I don't know what that does. I think it gives us extra chips. Go up to 3.5 million chips down here. Look at that. There's also details down here about what's going on in the hands and who's doing what. You can tip the dealer. That's funny. Let me tip the fake internet dealer with my fake internet points. How much does tipping the dealer stack the shuffler in my favor? Ooh, we have a pair. Oh god, I'm gonna check. Damn it. Forget we wanted them to push, but they bought it. We hit the 3 of a kind on the flop there. Nice. Thanks for the 20 months, Forget Freeman. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Ooh, piggy full. You get to break it and get bonus chips. The fake internet dealer avatar shows off cleavage. I mean, they want you to have the real poker experience. We'll call their raise. That's fine. Yes, you have to pay money to break the piggy bank. It's a microtransaction poker game chat. So the question is, am I willing to pay another $250,000? Probably. Mistakes were made, chat. So they're gonna shove to try and push me out of the hand. Am I gonna bleed some more? I'm not gonna give up, right? They probably have the ace. All right, I'm gonna fold. Probably shouldn't have called in the first place. Yeah, they have the ace. We flew too close to the sun, chat. We shouldn't have called their first raise. I'm gonna click the fold button before we get ahead of ourselves here. We should draft more face cards. Afternoon Lincoln. We would have had a full house, chat. Our boat would have been so full. They had a better boat. See, this is why we folded pre-flop to not get ourselves into trouble. You don't want to hook yourself along like some kind of glub. It kind of makes me sad that there's a pandemic, because this has reminded me that I do really like playing poker. No, there's not a chance in hell I'm going to a casino or any type of physical game right now. I like it. I like it. I frequent riverboat casinos pre-kids. Not too much. My sister just got back for a Mexico vacation, has COVID, who'd have thought? Only people with brains. We'll call, we could hit our queen. Let's see if you hit one of your high cards. Yeah, they had the ace. Okay. It's a shame we didn't hit the flush. Not gonna pay 30K for these cards. Probably would have played 10K for the lulz. Yes, I currently have 1.77 million here. When we retire from this table, I will no longer be streaming on Twitch and I will be done. I'll be retiring. Honestly, I'd probably still stream if I had a couple $1,000,000 in the bank. Probably not the volume of hours that I do, but I'd still stream. I initially started streaming because it was just something I liked doing. That's true. I would definitely never touch a Magic the Gathering card again if I had a couple $1,000,000 in the bank. Hopefully we won't have to touch Magic again anyways. Based on the feedback from the sub survey, I'm expecting to drop another 5% sub still from the 1,600, which still leaves me comfortably above 1,500. So we're gonna be all right, chat. I appreciate you all. And thanks everybody for hanging out this afternoon. This is a sponsored segment, but I'm having a good time. This is a good game to like get to sit here and BS with chat too, which is fun. My wife switched jobs. She no longer has to interact with people. That's great, Rich. I don't know. My relationship with Magic is very different than most people's, X. It makes the sponsor happy if you click the link, so feel free to check them out. I don't have a strict goal or anything like that, like for the raid sponsor though. Boo. Trying to get out of this hand before we talk ourselves into something dumb. I like the check and check fold options. The interface here is really clean. Well, I mean, we somehow limped all the way down to the end. This person, like, 1,000% has a king or an ace, right? Oh, and they went all in. Yep. Straight. Yep. Yikes. Wow, they had a 9. Okay, so we would have beat them, but we would have lost the straight. Do we want to be a bully with our high cards chat? Let's see how many people stay in. Four-handed. Let's be a bully. Try and collect some blinds. Make sure people have stronger hands or don't care. Man, Unix Junkie here, up to 1.87 million, doing all for themselves. Can I have my blinds? Oh, I wouldn't think twice about bullying if they were suited. Easiest check of my life. I'm gonna do a baby bet. Just try and bleed him a little bit. That technically flipped a straight. All right. They had goodbye, friend. I didn't get excited on the flop. I was very good. I was very good and didn't get excited on the flop. I just knew that we had to play it cool. Hey, look, Chad, it's the president-elect. Sleepy Joe's playing with us. I like these cards. I'm definitely going to call with these. I like low cards that are suited. Sign me up. Man, that wasn't even an all-in. It was just like a giant shove. You can have some blinds. Even though this is a sponsored segment, it will end up on YouTube, 8-Bit Casual. So if you wanna chill, watch me play poker later, you'll be able to. Ooh. Let's try and push some of the fish out of the pot. They must have had something last time because they pushed with something. Bet pot basically here. So unless they have the queen, we got it. Sweet. Thanks, Rich. All right, we're the big blind. Look at this. Look at this nice family pot. Pair of twos. Do I bet with the twos, chat? Nah, probably not in this position. It's got to go all the way around still. I'm probably going to call something, though. If it checks around, I'm going to bet after the turn. 100K. I think I'm going to call 100K with a pair on board. We're not a huge favorite, but we could hit there and get some money out of Sleepy Joe. I think with the flush hit there, if they bet, I'm going to fold. Fine. Fine. Take your 20K. I was going to fold, but then you made it so easy to just give you a little bit more money. Yeah, I'll call 10K with these cards. Probably will fold anyways. Does League Partner Program mean Runeterra is my main game for the time being? Yeah, and I mean, that was going to be the case even before the Partner Program. So, for transparency, the requirement to be in the Partner Program requires that 30% of my content be Riot-related. And I've actually been doing 30+% Legends of Runeterra streaming since June. So that's a really easy metric to hit. Even when I was doing Magic, I was doing 30+% Runeterra. Game's just real good. Really, really excited to see where the game develops over the course of the next year. Feels like it has a really good future ahead of it. Right, Riot's doing a whole heck of a lot, right? Ace 4? We'll limp into a pot with this. Nice 8-bit. Yeah, it's just a genuinely good game. Okay. All right. So we could pair the ace or hit a 5 for the straight. If they check around, I'm gonna bet. Probably like bet pot. I'll call 80K, I think, with our two hits to be over the board. Yeah, I agree, because it really feels like a bunch of people looked at this and were like, okay, how do we fix all the problems other games have? And it feels like they did that really elegantly. If Pepper goes all in, that's a pretty big bet for them. They probably hit the board. I think I'm gonna fold. I think there's a chance they have a 2. So I don't think the ace might not be good enough anymore. Is your ex-wife's husband named Jake? Because that's the person's name is Jake. Look at this family pot, chat. Easy check fold. It is, which makes it funnier. It's a small world. After all, it's a small world. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yes, Magic Arena gets consistently laggier every update they do, Niv. There's no there's no client optimization, there's no features added. It's like very clear at this point their devs don't have enough resources to do anything other than sit there and code cards. Next to people's names mean fold. I don't know. Well, I think there are bonuses that you get for doing things in client. There's like a free to play like quest style reward thing that I can't fully explain because I haven't looked into it. Two all ins pre-flop. Wow. Whew. Poor Kings, chat. Poor Kings over here. And Unix Junkie just slaughters them. Oh wait, Brenda hit? Brenda had the jack. Brenda had the jack. Junkie got the rest of the trips. Cool, tuck out of this end. Yeah, it looks like some kind of ranking system, probably based on how much you've played. Jacks are my least favorite hand. So many loose calls kill you. Yep. A lot of cards over Jack that people can hit with. I love this hand. What's the difference between check and check fold? Check fold automatically folds if someone raises. If you click on check in advance, it will give you a chance to call if someone raises. So you can think about it. I think I'll call here with top pair. Our kicker's weak. There's a chance that Pepper has an ace here too. We flopped with a lot of people. We could very easily act this. Calling here is probably bad with this many people. Junkie's probably gonna bully the pot. They raised on the previous raise. Yeah, that's not a bully. That's just a decent bet. Push people out. Yeah, if we had a 5, we have a straight, and like another ace is decent for us. Hey, this beats other 2 pairs now. I'm just gonna check and see what people have. I bet Junkie's gonna bet anyways. Really, we checked through. The 9 high. 9 high took it. Rude. I love low cards that are suited. They're not great, but they're fun. They hit lots of things, chat. It's a good gambling hand. And then like this, you can click the check fold button and GTFO. Oh, I think we technically would have gotten a free card there, right? It turned from check fold to fold. That's fine. We would have gotten out here anyways. If check fold, if everybody checks, you stay in. But if a bet happens, yeah, that's exactly how the interface works for Romania. So if you click check fold and someone bets, it automatically folds you. But if everybody checks, it checks you as well. So you can see another card for free. Especially with the bigger table here, it works. The rate of play is really good here, especially with the fact that you can like choose what you're doing in advance like this, and it gives you time to adjust. Simple functional interface. Squirrel Squad. This promotion even has integrated Twitch alerts. Thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate the prime. Get poker themed sub alerts. Dropped into your table for a couple of hands. Reminded me how bad I am at poker. Oh, were you Jake up here in the upper left? That's funny. Sure. I'll call 20K with this. Look at this family pot, chat. Oh, gosh. We're an outside straight draw. We limped in and we have an outside straight draw now. I'm going to bet. You are not checking around, fam. All right, I'll call the 80K. I'm not going to bet more than that. I was going to bet pop, but I'll just call 80K because I don't want them to push back. We're five-handed still? Do I want to pay a third of my stack for an outside straight draw? Probably not. I would be so tilted when we see an 8 or a king, chat. No! Show me the river, dealer. I have to know. I have to know if I made a good decision. Oh, no. I can't chase the rabbit after I fold. I take back everything I said. Come on now. You gotta let me chase the rabbit, dealer. Two all-ins. Yep. Keep it clean was just trying to buy some blinds here, and Pepper called with 5-9 off. All right, like I said, sometimes you have people donkey with free money. Sometimes you have people donkey with real money too, though. So most of the poker I played in person was like 1-2 cash poker, and that has a lot of people that donkey at those tables too, because you know a $200 to $300 buy-in is like a lot for a college kid, but for some people that wasn't a lot of money, so they just show up and donkey around, which made making money easier in a lot of ways. I like my suited cards, chat. We've had a lot of family bots. Can I limp in? Can I limp in with my suited cards and like flop a flush here? Wow, 40K, big spender. I'm committed. Put your chips in, Pepper. We're going to town. Gosh, why would you let me do this, chat? Why wouldn't you pull me away from the table? Oh, what does tipping the dealer do? I don't think anything. have your pot, Henku. Look at this. This person's ready, chat. They've even got their sunglasses on here. Is 9-handed the most we can be? Does it look like there's room for another person around the table? Max tipped the dealer. Well, if the rest of the table's doing it, chat. You can't be the only person not tipping the dealer at the table. Come on now. Look at that. I immediately got one of my favorite hands. Baby suited connectors? Sign me up. This hand can go lots of places, chat. Oh, the places we'll go. Oh, the things we'll see. In. You will never take my baby suited connectors from me. Never. Don't do it. Don't do it, Hack. Just call. How'd my babies do? Oh, no. My babies missed, chat. My babies missed. You were the chosen ones, 3-4. We were going places. We were doing things. It did tip the dealer enough. We tipped it up to get the good hand, but not the good flop. Rookie mistake. But a little bit of hope at the end. It does happen. They put babies in a corner. They did. No strict goal or anything like that, alert. Just be sure to check them out if you're interested in playing some poker for fun on your PC or your mobile. These aren't suited, but for 10K we'll play. There's also a call the 10K or call any. Again, interface really clean and fast. Look at that flop. I'm gonna bet the pot with my straight draw. Damn it, Unix Junkie. Sir Sparkles, thank you for the Bezo bucks. I really appreciate that. All right, we paired it. They're gonna make me bet again. 3 and 5. Yep. You might as well play Buck says. This is cheaper than playing Magic Arena. That is specific to this game promo, Cody. So part of the sponsored bit is we get overlay stuff, which is sweet. Looks really slick. The integration is great. Yeah, it looks genuinely good. Like a promo that includes good technology. You mean to tell me my gold isn't real? That is in fact what I'm telling you. Hey, ZYX, thank you for the 16 months. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We just call with these, right? And we don't push unless we flop it. And, like, it looks like everybody's going to get to limp in, so, like... Alright. Yeah, I have a master's degree in mathematics. Moneymaker went all in. Feels like they have a pair that could be higher than ours. I'm gonna fold. Especially with this person in behind us. Yeah, so the auto responses are very realistic. They very clearly listen to poker players complain to write those auto responses. And to the person that asked about Magic, if I'm being honest, I'm not intending to do Magic until January. And if my sub count stays above my necessary 1,500, I don't ever plan to go back to Magic. If I'm able to do content full time without engaging in a toxic relationship with that game, I'm going to choose to do that. I'm not quite sure what the gold card is. I guess if you win with the... Would have had the queen champ. Would have had the gold card queen. There's no way we're staying in with how much got pushed, though. Our cards are real bad. Any tips on starting in Runeterra? Yeah, play through all of the challenge levels, the tutorial levels, even the ones that are optional. They do a great job at teaching you all the mechanics of the game. If you're in the pot, you get a bonus amount in your round box. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know how long you've been streaming for, Rich, but for example, I've been streaming for close to 8 years. 7 years? 7 or 8? It's been a while. It's definitely longer than Jake, and Jake's gonna be 7 soon. It's like he's 6.5. 8 months, 1 week, and a day. Yes, Rome is not built overnight. From a game design perspective, Magic just hasn't been good consistently. Like the last like 3 years of Magic has had like maybe 6 months worth of good formats. They just fundamentally changed their game with the release of, god damn it. we were never getting there, but you know. Their game design just changed fundamentally to make the game something I didn't really enjoy. And Wizards of the Coast has always been kind of a crappy company. Wizards in general treats their customers poorly. And as a creator, they've always treated me extra poorly. Ace 8 suited is different. Facts. Well, that's a crap board. So, for people asking how poker works, if you're familiar with poker hands, if you're not, I would encourage you to Google them. Everybody gets dealt 2 cards, and then there's 5 cards that turn up in the middle with rounds of betting in between, and you make the best 5-card poker hand out of your 2 plus 3 from the center. Got Aetherwork Marveled 4 times today in Magic. Yep. we've bled most of our chips that we were up here while we've been sitting here. We were over 2 million at one point. Now we're down to 700,000. I play good poker. I play average poker. You ever played 4 card hold'em? You mean that's Omaha, right? Is 4 card hold'em? Yeah, Wizards past treating their employees and their creators and their customers kind of mediocre. Wizards, as a reputation, if you read their Glassdoor reviews, also notoriously does not treat their employees well either. If you've never read the Glassdoor reviews for Wizards of the Coast, spend a half hour doing it sometime. You'll suddenly understand why they have lots of the issues they have as a company. Yeah, Glassdoor is a site where previous employees can leave reviews of companies. Okay, so we got an inside straight draw here. Our flush didn't pan out, but we could peel a 7. I guess everybody with a 10 has an inside straight draw though, because there's a jack up top. Oh, queen hits as well. That's true. I'm gonna fold. Pot's not very big and we've been bleeding. I don't know that it's strictly fair to blame play design. I wouldn't be surprised if there's been pressure on everybody designing and balancing Magic to like push the envelope and sell more packs, and like pushing the power level up constantly sells more booster packs, is more profitable. And that was someone asked like why did I eventually bail out of Magic? Is because like they're more profitable than they've ever been while making the gameplay environments consistently worse. So I don't ever expect them to change. If they're super profitable while things have not been good, they don't really have an incentive to do things differently. Sure, we're the small blind tier 2. These are suited. You get into a lot of trouble with jacks. So they're face cards that are bigger than you, but I like my flush draws. Hakuna. He's got a lot of chips here though. Gonna be a bully from behind. We've been sitting here bleeding. I'll bleed a little more for you. Wow, that was a quick call. So they were ready to go. They had call any checked. Terrified, chat. Terrified. Who's got 2 thumbs and is ready to fold? This guy right here. Oh, and nope, not even a little. Haku would call an all in without even blinking. We fold that. Those are far enough apart, not suited. I have a pair of 5s. How can I lose? Well, you see the handy dandy hand rater. For those that don't really know poker, this thing here rates our hand versus how likely it is to win based on what other possibilities there could be on the board that's flopped. So, like, right now, for example, we only have a high card and we would not be likely to win. Which is one of the reasons why we folded. Our starting hand was not great. The flop did not do it any favors. One of the things that's always intriguing about poker in terms of playing that makes it very different from games like Magic and Runeterra and Hearthstone is that you're playing against multiple people at the same time a lot of the time, right? So like reading a table versus reading one opponent's a very different experience. Wow, they played it real cool down to the end. They tipped the dealer. That's great. Let's chase our flush draw here, maybe get some blinds. The scary part is if someone has the queen, but even if they have the queen, we could hit and beat them. We just bought some blinds. We can pay 20k for this hand. This is why jacks are scary, chat. Jacks get crushed by queens here. There's just too many people in this hand. Not gonna let my 20k drag me into more. God bless America, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of the I sing. Look at it. Look at this green bar taunting us here. Like, good job, idiot. Way to fold your three of a kind. Please, somebody have a straight. Make me feel better about making good decisions. We're not going to get to see it, are we? Max strikes me as the type of person that has a straight. This is a for fun poker client, lad. Online gambling is illegal in most parts of the United States, I believe. Pretty sure it's illegal in Illinois where I live. We're one of the little stacks of the table now, chat. We're gonna have to double up on one of these people. Online gambling is only legal in Nevada, New Jersey, and Penn, I believe. Yeah, it should be legal everywhere. It's stupid that it's not. Yeah, I live in Central Illinois, the Bloomington Normal area. Straight shot south of Chicago. Thought you could play Magic in any state? That's true. Moto, if Moto was more popular, it wouldn't be legal. 100% would not be legal if it was more popular. Not quite my babies, but they're close enough to be connectors. Yeah, I grew up in the Chicago suburbs. Hey, we paired the board, and we have a straight draw top pair and a straight draw here. Is this our all in, chat? Max might call. I think this is our all in. We got 2 calls here. 2 calls might be bad. Oh god. Oh god. All right. Come on. Come on. Hit me, dealer. Hit me, dealer. We got 2 calls. Come on. Triple me up. Triple me up. Oh yeah. Come on. Come on. They're all there. Where's my easy sweating emote? Oh no. Oh no. Somebody else push the rest of these people out. Push them out. Give me some coins. All right, good on you, Haku. Give me another 9. Someone's got like a 9 with an ace here, chat. We're super dead. Oh no. Everything went so horribly wrong. It's fine. We've got some more chips outside of the table, I believe. Like 0% we win like 6-handed here. Rough. 9 with a queen. Wow. Wow, they were all drawing, chat. Never lucky. Hand sucks. Accurate. You don't lose life when you tier. So you get chips for starting, collector's chip earned, and look at that. We got some extra chips just for doing. Whoa, that was a lot of chips. All right, and see, look, I haven't put any money in, and we had 1 million chips to start, and we've just been sitting here playing. And I had 1.1 million left over from winning earlier, and then we just got another 3.5 million for sitting here playing. Wow, straight flush, nice. This is a good hand to not be in. I mean, folding is kind of like a mulligan. Oh, and someone was asking about the bracelet icons earlier. I think you earned these chips, and then eventually you get the bracelet from playing. If you're gonna give me free cards, I'll take them. There's no way this checks around again, right? Yeah. Not an inside straight drop. It isn't gonna be a 9, chat. It isn't gonna be a 9. Where's the London mulligan option? It's the game. I think I'll call 10K here. It's not a good hand, but we're a small blind, so might as well. I'll fold if anybody raises. Haku might bully and push people out of the pot. Yeah. Damn it, Haku. I limped in for 10K. Now you're gonna sucker me in for another 20? If these two call, I'll call. Fine. Easy to bail out with bottom pair there. Yeah, we always had when I lived up in the Chicagoland area, we always had a house game that played once or 2 or 3 times a month. Just like low stakes, like $15, $20 buy-in. It's not a good board for us, chat. It's not a good board. Easy fold. What's going on, Gearhart? Yeah, poker's a genuinely fun game. It's been a long time since I've played. Ups and downs are fun. The ups and downs are also more fun when you have people sitting to commiserate with them, right? Commiserate and celebrate. Click that button before we talk ourselves into doing something stupid with these awful cards. Wow, look at Unix Junkie. See, this is why Unix Junkie has 4.6 million chips right now, chat. They folded a hand when they were the little blind. I basically call anything for an extra 10k as little blind here. I'm here to bleed, chat. Give me that flop. Let me see a few cards at least. Just 10,000 more? All right. Show me a flop. 20,000, I'll bail out with my bad cards, but 10k more. I'm in for a little. Might as well be in for another 10. Nice, Gerhard. In Vegas, someone earlier said Vegas is one of the places where you can still play, where you can play legally online, right? Catan? No, not really, Treebull. I know Catan's considered like a classic board game, but I really don't think it stands up well to a lot of the modern Euro games that exist. I've played Catan, but it's not like a list of like, wow, Catan is great for me. It's just like, it's not, if Catan wasn't like a famous board game, I wouldn't remember what it is because I don't think the mechanics are very memorable. Nevada and New Jersey have legal and regulated World Series of Poker online. Sweet. You played Eclipse. That is not what I've played, Matt. You know what my favorite onboarding board game is I think it's on my list of board games on my Twitter. Is where is it? Menu Masters and New York Slice would probably be my two recommended like onboarding video games. Good. They're both games that mechanically what you're doing in them makes sense to like non-gamers. Like the Vorthos or flavor of the game makes sense. So it's easy for people to translate and understand what's going on in front of them. Happy Pigs. Happy Pigs is great. Yeah, that's another really good one. Scythe is not one that I've played. Happy Pigs is one that always stands out in my mind because it plays up to 6 people and it's a really good game. A lot of games that I consider like good games don't play more than like 4 people or 5 at most. So Happy Pigs was always popular in our board game nights because you could have 6 play. 6 is like an awkward number of people because like it's not quite enough for 2 games at the same time. And a lot of games don't play up to 6. Yeah, we got nothing going on here. King of Tokyo. That's a Richard Garfield game, right? Or am I misremembering? That's what I've heard of before, but I've not played. Scythe and King of Tokyo are both ones that people have recommended that I've not gotten to. You can't really tell from my webcam, but a number of these games behind me are still in Saran Wrap as well. Everdell is really good. We own Everdell. Wingspan is one I demoed at Gen Con, but we don't actually own it. That one felt reasonable. Something I've talked about a little bit before, but so Chrissy and I, we have a 5-month-old, obviously, right? And even before quarantine happened, from like November through early January last year, Christy was like deathly sick while pregnant in the first trimester. We'll bet here we have an outside straight draw now. Oh, they flopped the flush. Now I'm gonna check. So even before quarantine really happened, like Christy and I weren't really getting out and doing a whole lot. We had just barely gotten back to normal by the time March happened and lockdowns hit, and it's just like, well, this is our life now. I saw I saw a really good tweet someone shared. It was if impending future lockdowns coming changes your existing social life, you're probably the reason we're having another lockdown. I'm going to be interested to see if the school districts near me stay open. They're above all the metrics that they set for closing, so I imagine it's going to happen sometime soon, especially with the holidays coming up. Man, bunch of Garbo hands in a row. You could have limped in and got mid-pair, chat. Azul is a good one. Yeah, that's what I've played. Yeah, one of my buddies actually works for U of I, and their testing plan at U of I. If we had competent government in the United States, the testing plan that U of I has created is something that we would basically have nationally. U of I's testing strategy and execution has been really good. Believe we have a Shillionaire command. Okay. Yeah, Tom. Well, I mean, and that's why I said it's what we'd have if we had competent government, right? Like, if we had competent government, they would have brought a bunch of people together and done something like that. We'll just bet pot here while we chase our flush draw. We do run the risk of someone having a jack and playing it slow. The old king high card. Good enough. Good enough. Ooh. Let's collect some blinds. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Indy. selling out of paper magic turns into a lot of Runeterra plus extra money. We have mid pair here. They could have an ace. They called the 100k pre-flop. They could realistically have an ace. Got a similar amount of chips as we did. I think that's a good push. I don't want to bully too often, but like it's the second good hand in a row. A lot of these people have a lot of chips, so like Unix has been super conservative though. We hit top pair this time. They folded last time we did this, and now our hand is better, so like... Yeah, paper social magic, the same way you play a board game, is probably the only way I'd see myself touching the game still at this point. But that's not really going to be a thing for the foreseeable future. I don't expect lockdowns to be done and over with realistically until we have a vaccine, and that could realistically be like into next summer at this point. And even once we have a vaccine, the efficiency of that vaccine is going to come into question, and how many people are going to be willing to actually take it. A lot of paranoid idiots that aren't going to take it. Yeah, I've heard that from a few places, Fig Leaf. Anywhere that can have people work remote is realistically going to be having them work remote for a while yet. And honestly, like, the rest, we should all be grateful to the places that can have people work remote, having them do that, because it makes it easier for people that can't. We just get out of here, right? Technically have a straight draw, but... It's going to be forced upon us in the military. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it definitely is a pointless risk, Big. Yeah, I agree, Marcio. There's a lot of, I mean, the whole this whole like election cycle slash lockdown slash whatever, you could basically summarize it as, well, I love my baby suited cards. You could basically summarize it. You could basically summarize it as, I don't know how to get you to care about other people. Watch them have pocket fours. Damn it! No! No. Okay, fine. I made my money off of Moneymaker. I made my money off of Moneymaker. We stayed the same. They hit their four at the end. Thank you, Fat Stack, for letting me break even. I appreciate you. It's cool. Moneymaker paid us both. My wife and I are participants in the Pfizer vaccines trials. It's a great idea to be on the front line of the trial. You get early access to potentially protective vaccines with essentially no risk. I was reading some of the deal. I'm not a medical expert, so like I don't know if my understanding of the reading of them was complete. But I don't know. It seemed like they were doing good things, even if I don't fully comprehend exactly what they do. How do you get chips? I'm a little lost. You mean how does poker work, or how does the client work? Those are two different questions, Sparkles. Oh, from that hand. Because I went all in over the top of Shipdog. So I had more chips than Shipdog had, and they called me. So I called their raise and went in over the top of it, and they called as well. So their hand beat my hand, but they had fewer chips than I did, and my hand beat Moneymaker. So there was a side pot for just me and Moneymaker. What's going on, sidetrack? besides you. It's great. And honestly, if you're someone that's interested in learning poker a little bit, sidetrack, playing something like this is great. It's fun money. You can learn, read some of the basics on how the hands work, and you can play through in practice on here with putting nothing into it. Plays on mobile and PC. Ooh, we're the big blind too. Oh, there's a bet pot button. How have I been playing this whole time and I missed the bet pot button? Afternoon, Tomask. I seem to be pretty active too. We've been sitting here playing at this table for the last hour 45. There's been a ton of people in and out. I think the fewest we've had is like four-handed. We've been like 4 to 5-handed. Learning poker helped me improve my assessment of risk management in games immensely. Yeah, definitely. The aspect of playing against multiple people at once doesn't translate directly to other card games, but the reading multiple opponents definitely helps you read a wider range of people in card games. And this app lets you export hand history. I don't know. I haven't explored a ton of the actual features that it does down here past actually just playing poker. I love my baby suited cards, especially when they're connected, chat. We'll probably call up to like 100k with these, but would love to check and see a flop. Sorry, baby suited cards. I don't love you that much. You may buy some blinds. I like bought blinds and then disappeared. That's funny. To be fair, Weens, there's been a lot less, the fact that you don't get endless chips completely. Yeah, so you get a small number of chips to start Y-Stick, so you get a small number. You get 1,000,000 chips when you sign up, and then you get a small number of chips as time goes by. But then you can also buy extra chips as well. So, like, you can't just sit there and spam endlessly because your account will run out of stuff. So, like, it's not the same as if you have hundreds of dollars on the line, but there's something there to prevent people from just, like, endlessly spamming all in. Like, I'm honestly surprised. I was expecting it to be more spammy and, like, people just needlessly throwing chips in constantly, but it really hasn't been. Bad flop for otherwise okay hand. You cannot cash out. This is not online gambling, my stakes. It is purely for fun. You can also, I believe, create private tables with just your friends too. So if you and a group of friends are looking to play online together while you're all in quarantine, it's a good app for that. People do play a lot of hands, though. Yeah, I mean, like, if you just take a bunch of zeros off the numbers, though, that happens in real life too. Like a 1-2 cash table, like people play a lot of hands. Like that amount of money isn't a lot to a lot of people. Especially to people who end up at a casino sitting at a cash table like that. Like that level is like, well, the more casual table. It's like six-handed and nobody has anything. The king was waiting for someone else to bite, probably. Those are nice. A little bit nicer than the last hand, can still flop poorly though. Would this be an okay submission for a variety segment? Yeah, maybe, Beansy. I'm gonna put it up on YouTube and we'll see what the feedback is from people. I've had fun hanging out, BSing with chat, and playing though. Someone bet 400k pre-flop. we went four-handed with a 400k pre-flop. All right, I might have lied, and the donkey. Some people are talking about donkeys, and now we've started. Did they just win with ace 8? They just won with ace 8. Damn it. In the United States, you can currently play poker for actual money online, I believe, only in Nevada and New Jersey. Not this time. I would have won, Prospect. You're not wrong. Nice. Pocket sevens, flop 3 of a kind. Good. They're nice ones. Would I play Hyrule Warriors as a game? Yeah, that would definitely be a fine variety submission. Saw some of the ads for that. Graphics look good, and the Zelda IP is very reasonable. We are not good at flopping our high cards when we keep them, chat. We tried being luckier. Being luckier is a strong play. We are 1,000% going to play the new Horizon Zero Dawn when it comes out. We are not finished with my current playthrough on that one. That's easily one of my top games of all time. It's very, very well done. We're like 20 hours into my playthrough on Horizon Zero Dawn. We're almost to the end of the main storyline in the primary game, and then we're going to play through the DLC as well. But yeah, the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel, as well as Spider-Man that we're going to start tonight or tomorrow, are a big part of why I went with the PlayStation over the Xbox. Come on, family pot. Don't be a jerk, Sam. Don't do it. Let everybody limp in. All right, we'll check with the ace. What are the stars next to my name? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what all the icons and rubrics and stuff mean. All right, what's the high card with your ace, friend? Oh, what if they flop the straight? Ace 6. I saw they had an ace 6 as well, and I got excited. I don't think that's unreasonable, Kid Martian. I mean, like, look at what's happened with Cyberpunk. a lot of game companies are currently having to like go back and relearn things with the move to COVID and everybody working from home. I'm sure they've all had to readjust their timelines and expectations because of that. Yeah, you should not give a release date until you're very certain. You just tell people it's ready when it's ready. And honestly, I'd much rather game releases wait longer rather than release crap products. Arena. But like I know it's disappointing, but like I think that's the better thing to be doing. Had something in my throat there. Apologies. My minus 500 button gets so tired. I am I am late tired. Money maker trying to earn their name here. All about the money, 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 money. Do 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 do. Is there an aggro version of poker like you go all in every hand? I mean, yeah, you could play fast and loose. You'll eventually die very quickly. Yeah, blackjack's probably a good example of a faster version of poker. I think I'm gonna bet here. Someone could have flopped the nine, or maybe a straight draw is gonna chase us, but there's a good chance there aren't straight draws in here unless they were like ace five or ace four to start pre-flop because we did raise pre-flop. So they could realistically have a nine on the other side of the table, and there's the ace to play to the straight draw. Damn it. Oh, they hit the flush at the end. That's so brutal. Really glad we didn't bite. A Chinese poker site that I definitely don't play on has a version of only all in or fold pre-flop. That's great, Gearhart. We did have them beat. I think I played that hand okay. I think the push pre-flop and then the shove on the flop when we only got beat by top pair. I think that was good. I think they expected me to push them weens. Like if they, I think their check on the river was fine because I wasn't calling anything, and like I kind of gave pause to think about like did I want to push when they did nothing. Ultimately, I was conservative, but I think they played that appropriately because like if I bet on the river, they raise me for sure with their hand. Am I calling 40 with this? Probably. All right, I think I want to chase out people who could have hearts here. I'm just going to eye leak, catch us right at the end here. Gonna play a couple more hands. Well, we technically have a straight draw here now, right? We have top pair and a straight draw with the queen. They have less chips than we do, so thanks for the cash up, Rebecca. We got 75k chips in my inbox. Look at these bonuses, chat. God, I gotta fold after a heater. Solera, thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Anything that's not completely busted after you win, just pack them down. Cool off. It is Weens. Part of the promo for this one has Twitch integrations. So those are specific to this promo. Like me some slick technology. I explain the structure of this event. This is just effectively a cash table. You have chips on your account, and then you can sit down at the table or leave the table whenever you want. They also have tournament play. There are things that are scheduled, and the promo said they're going to be having more things going on over the holiday season if you want to play in longer events. So again, this is not online gambling. You can put money in to buy very large amounts of chips, but you cannot cash back out. For example, it's like $3 to get 5 million chips on here. You get 1 million chips just for signing up. No specific goal like that. Why sticks? Just check them out if you're interested in playing some poker for funsies on your phone or on the desktop. I like ace 2 or the big blind too. Let's see what the rest of the table does. All right, you can limp. Bottom pair with an ace high. We'll bet the pot. Check in. Get a feeler for who's life here. This bet is bad if people are drawing to flushes. We can also have someone with like mid or top pair that would call this. Yeah, definitely checking with the flush turns. So someone has 2 clubs. They have a flush. Pair of 2's not looking so hot. Yeah, I'm gonna bail out with both of them hanging out. Our bottom pair real bad at this point. Mostly bet to get a feel for what other people are doing and for a chance to hit an ace on the turn. Come on, dude, call. It's 80k chips more. Yeah. Wow, that turn was real good for Dutch. I will pay another 10k for these cards. I will not call more than 10k. Come on, Sam, let it limp. Let it limp, Sam. You know you want to. Afternoon Virtuous. Rainbow garbage is that's an accurate descriptor of what happened to this board. Which explains everybody just like checking around. All right, Barn's either trying to buy some blinds, or maybe they paired something up here. Definitely not calling. World Series of Poker announced this morning a worldwide online poker 10K buy-in that will culminate in 2 live final tables, one in Vegas, one in Czech, and then those 2 will play live heads up for the title and millions. Interesting. Online with 10K buy-in. That's wild. That's sick. Are you gonna? Is that something you'll play in Gearheart, or do you mostly do smaller cash stuff? Hope they have some super secure servers. I mean, encryption today is like pretty real. Sure. Make sure you have your VPN on while you play. Don't play that one while sitting on the public Wi-Fi. I wouldn't play that online, but I played 6 to 10K buy-in events in my life. Sweet. And the most I played for is like a couple hundred for tournament type style stuff. Nice. What do taxes ended up working out on poker winnings? Are they pretty brutal? Like, what's the average percentage wise? I know you can write off losses up till a certain point, but you get taxed on everything that weren't losses for the year. It's probably not dissimilar from Magic winnings, if I had to venture a guess. Although Magic winnings never amount to much. Magic's nothing like gambling. Right. Let's try to get like one more good hand before we call it an afternoon. I plan to be back in a few hours tonight to do my normal variety segment in the evening. Hopefully, fingers crossed, my PlayStation is waiting for me upstairs. We'll be here soon. We'll be able to play some Spider-Man tonight. 22 to 30%. 22 to 30%. Should have limped in, chat. Should have limped in. 22 to 30% is actually not bad. Like, as someone who's self-employed on Twitch, I think my effective tax rate last year ended up being like 26%. Being self-employed in general is kind of balls. It's kind of not great. Yes, if my PlayStation 5 doesn't get here, we're going to do Spyro. I wasn't expecting... My PS5 original ship date was for tomorrow morning. But if it... Or actually, it was actually originally for next week, but they moved it up. So if it actually gets here today, like the new updated schedule is, I'm going to change what those games are. We started Spyro last week. Yes, my tax rate was higher than Donald Trump's. Yeah, I have to pay state taxes too. Illinois ain't cheap. All right, sweet. This could be it, chat. Let's do it. It ain't it, chat. It ain't it. Not for that pot. Not for that pot. Not with that board. And the numbers. Someone asked about the number of stars. They must be how much you play. Some people have a lot. We've got 14 here from sitting here for the last couple hours. This must be someone newer. They have one. Really just doesn't do anything, right? How do poker streamers handle snipers? I have to imagine if you're playing poker for like serious, you're probably on a delay Y sticks. I imagine you just can't interact. Pretty sure this is like a ranking. We were Q2 a second ago. Yeah, and like the speed at which these games play. I imagine if cash games play as quick as these do, like for real money, you like don't need that long a delay. Yeah, I imagine we'll probably see it in our lifetime, Gearhart, but I agree with you. I'm expecting like a decade or more before it's legal everywhere. I expect both online poker and marijuana will be legalized across the United States in my lifetime. This is great for us, right? We hit top pair and we have a flush draw. What's going on, Shiny Psyduck? Thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'll bet pot again. This is a sponsored segment for their online for fun client. It's been a good time. When my F2K person asked me if I wanted to do a segment for it, I was like, yep, definitely. Poker's a good time. It's been a great game. We've been BSing with the chat all afternoon. It's been a good time. Oh no, we're down to four-handed. The smallest our table's been. Oh, we're 5 now. Frank's over there too. Suited cards that could be in a straight. Sign me up. Yeah, on PC you don't even have to install anything. We're just like literally playing in Chrome. Nice. I think I want to bet pot here at least. Although betting pot probably doesn't chase out raise. Well, shit. They've only got 280k, so they were not on a flush draw. Got it. Yeah, we basically haven't had sub only mode on since I stopped playing Magic, Doogie. Turns out. My children in the background doing their best to enact what Twitch chat and Magic category sounds like. Yeah, I don't even, yeah, like, I think it definitely has to do with people being fanboys, right? Like, Magic is so expensive and encompasses so much of people's personalities that the way in which I am critical and critique and don't tolerate things from Wizards, I think draws ire from a lot of people because so much of their identity is tied up in Magic. You know, it's tough to hear someone say the thing that you've spent 4, 5, maybe even 6 figures on and a bunch of hours of your life like is bad. It's hard to separate the critique from a personal critique of yourself when something like that happens. It's good to have you here, Apology. Well, I don't even think it's so much the sunk cost fallacy. Like, that's what keeps people playing Magic, but it's just like, it's hard to disconnect criticism of a thing that you're heavily invested in from criticism of you personally. I think is a thing a lot of people have a hard time with. Do I watch? Yeah. we should just play all the hands, chat. We should just play all the hands. We're gonna play one more hand down to the river, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Do I watch Desert Buzz? A little bit off and on. Charity stuff on Twitch is great. If a thing is your identity, then criticism of that thing becomes criticism of yourself in your mind. That's a great way to put it, Mapai. Do you have any prior poker experience? Yeah, I played a metric ton of poker during college. A lot of both small house games as well as cash and tournament poker. Boo. Yeah, I definitely think that's part of it, Tim Louis. It definitely applies to things that are more than just magic, right? It's like, it was funny. Someone commented that I took down my Biden Harris banner out of my ad scroller after they won, and I was like, yeah, that's what you do when you're not in a cult, right? Like, the fact that, like, the number one sign that, like, Trump is toxic in politics is, like, the fact that, like, he has this group of people that, like, they were Trumpers all the time and that was their identity, right? Yeah, definitely. Populism and social media have definitely compounded it to a degree. If anybody in chat has not watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix, after I sign off here in a few minutes, after we get one more hand down to the river, you should watch that this evening. Make it your Friday night movie while you're at home in quarantine. It is absurdly well done and highlights a ton of things that, like, it highlights a ton of things that you probably thought about before, but they articulate it and really describe it in a way that's condensable in a really good way. And, like, to spoil a small part of it, at one point they asked one of the people who was formerly a high level position at Facebook, they asked him, like, well, okay, what are you worried about in the short term? And he just point blank said civil war. Beansy, to be fair, Parler is a conservative version of Twitter, not Facebook. Facebook actually has an incredibly conservative slant at this point. Parler's much more comparable to Twitter than Facebook. In large part, like, there's a speaking of Twitter, there's a Twitter account that tweets out the top 10 Facebook performing links every day, and almost every day most of them are like Trump links or conservative personalities. Ooh, come on, flop good for me. I love these cards. I ever dabble in blackjack, very small amount. Never anything serious with blackjack. All right, we hit top pair here. This pot did limp, so there is a chance somebody has a 2 on this board. Fine. Fine. I wasn't going to, but then everybody called, and I'm super committed if everybody calls, chat. Come on, Chubbs, put your 600K in. There you go. We knew it was coming here. Y'all shouldn't have called if you weren't going to call this 600K. That's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna hit the lobby with that one. All right. At any rate, this was the World Series of Poker online client. We're playing on my PC all day today. They have Hold'em and Omaha in here. They also have various tournaments that you can play online here as well. Again, this is not online gambling. It is just for fun money. I did not get any extra chips as part of my promotion. That I just had the 1 million that we started with. Even with losing a bunch of chips there today, I still have 3.5 million here just from sitting there playing. So they give you free chips to just play. So if you're someone that's looking to learn poker or just play casually for fun, seems like a really great client to do that. They monetize. You can buy chips here, but you can see the ratios like 8 million chips for $3. And you can, like any freemium game, you can put in actual piles of money if you want, but you get a large amounts of chips for those amounts of money, so I'm sure the play goes pretty far if you're playing reasonably. So at any rate, thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll be back later this evening. I'll post on Twitter if I got my PlayStation 5. If I got my PS5, we're going to play Spider-Man tonight when I get back in about 3 hours. If I didn't get my PS5, we're going to continue the Spyro remaster on the Switch. So thanks for hanging out, folks, and I'll catch all of you around later, everybody, and have a good afternoon. And I'm hoping the PS5's here too.